Hello children, in the previous lecture I discussed about second law of motion, and in today's lecture I will discuss about impulse and third law of motion. So let us start with impulse. Let us take an example that whenever a cricketer strikes a ball with his bat, can you think about the time for which the bat and the ball remain in contact? That time is very, very small, and the impact of the bat on the ball is very hard. So whenever a force acts on a body for a while, for a very, very small duration of time, then the force is said to be an impulsive force. Here the force applied by the bat on the ball is the example of an impulsive force. The product of the impulsive force and time for which it is applied, it acts upon, is called impulse, and that decides the effectiveness of force. So impulse is the product of a force and time duration for which it is applied on a body. Suppose a force F is applied on a body for a very small interval of time delta t, then impulse is equal to F into delta t. You know, F is rate of change of momentum. Rate of change of momentum means delta p by delta t into delta t. What does it mean? Impulse is change in momentum. Impulse is change in the momentum of the body on which impulsive force is applied. From here you can understand that change in momentum is impulse, and change in momentum has the unit of momentum. So impulse is also having the unit of momentum. Means SI unit of impulse and SI unit of momentum are same. So SI unit of impulse is kg meter per second. It can also be written as, you see, Newton into second means Newton second. Newton second is also the unit of impulse. Got it? This is why impulse is the effectiveness of force on a body. After then you have to know about third law of motion. Third law of motion. What is third law of motion? Statement of third law of motion is, to every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. Action and reaction act on two different bodies. I repeat it. To every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. Action and reaction act on two different bodies. Let us consider an example that this is a ball and this is another ball. When the first ball strikes the second ball, you see like this, they come in contact with each other. First ball, second ball, first ball, second ball. First ball applies a force on the second ball. This is called F21. And second ball applies a force on first ball. This is called F12. These F12 and F21 are equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. and they act on two different bodies, body 1 and body 2. This is the reason that they cannot cancel each other. Means action and reaction always observed in pair, and they cannot cancel their effect because they act on two different bodies. You know, when two forces which are equal in magnitude and opposite in direction act on a body, means on the same body, their sum will be 0 and they are said to be balanced forces, and they cancel their effect as if there is no force acting on the body. But as action and reaction act on two different bodies, so their sum cannot be 0. Let us take some example of this third law of motion. First, it is possible to walk due to third law of motion only. Means third law of motion explains our walking. Whenever we walk, what happens? We apply a force on the ground and ground applies a reactional force on us, as a result of which we move forward. Whenever we jump out of a boat, what happens? Boat moves backward and we move forward. This is also an example of action reaction pair. Whenever a gunman fires a bullet, bullet moves forward and gun recoils back, so that net momentum remains constant. Means gun applies action on the bullet and bullet applies reaction on the gun. And this is the reason that soldiers are asked to have the back of the gun with his shoulder. This is the reason. So got it? Action reaction pair. Suppose I have kept this marker on my hand. So marker is applying a force on my palm, and that is taken as action. The palm is applying the force on the marker in upward direction, that is called reaction. Got it? Action reaction. Action and reaction are always found in pair. So this is third law of motion. Now you learnt first law of motion, second law of motion, third law of motion, and different concepts related to them. In the next class, I will discuss about principle of conservation of momentum, and I will also discuss about the second law of motion, which can be used to find both first and third law of motion. Hence second law of motion is also called a real law of motion. Thank you.